recording, read the waiver, and we'll go ahead and get started. In order to make these classes as freely accessible to our participants as possible, we'll be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you've moved nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you're participating in a yoga class or class involves lying on the ground, we recommend using a mat, or if you don't have one, a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice and care as needed. William Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical examination, follow the healthcare advice of your provider before participating. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat on your mat. So any way that is comfortable to you. You could be sitting cross-legged, maybe on your knees. Sitting up nice and tall, rolling those shoulders back. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out through your mouth. Starting to close your eyes here. Imagine there's a string pulling your head up towards the sky, sitting up so tall. Starting to notice your breath here. Notice where you feel your inhales and exhales. And then trying to bring that movement down away from your shoulders and into your lower belly and your diaphragm. Expanding 360 degrees around your body with every inhale and contracting with every exhale. Let's take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. You can start to open your eyes if you would like to. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Coming back up to center, bring that left ear to your left shoulder. Coming back up to center, look down towards the ground. Then up towards the ceiling. From here, taking some neck rolls to one side. And then switch directions. Warming up your neck here. Releasing any stress and tension from your day. When you get back to center, inhale those arms out and up. Exhale through heart center and down. Good, inhale up. Exhale through heart center and down. Inhale up one more time, stay at the top and twist towards the right, bringing that left arm across your right thigh. Coming back up to center and then twist towards the left, bring your right arm across. Hopefully your back is not quite as crunchy as mine is. Coming back to center and then fold down over your cross legs, rocking back and forth, warming up your hips and your lower back. And pressing yourself back up to center, inhale your arms up, tipping over towards the right, bringing that forearm or palm down to the ground and opening your shoulders up towards the sky. Coming back up to center and going over to the other side, making sure your sits bones are both planted on the ground. Coming back up to center, and then clasp your hands behind your back, rolling your shoulder blades together. Broadening your collarbones here. Then switching which thumb is on top, so you're clasping your hands the opposite way. And releasing that. Coming into butterfly, bringing your feet together, knees wide. Sitting up nice and tall, you can hold onto your feet and then press one knee away and lean over to the other side. This helps stretch a little bit of your hip flexor and inner thigh, kind of in the middle of those two muscles that we don't usually get into. Coming back to center, press on the opposite knee, lean over to the other side. Coming back up to center, bringing your knees together, extending your feet out long, sitting up nice and tall, and then folding down, maybe grabbing onto your toes or placing your hands next to your legs. Very gentle forward fold here. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Coming back up to center, crossing your legs, coming into a tabletop with your wrists right underneath your shoulders, your knees right underneath your hips. Start to drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, looking up for cow. And exhale into cat, looking towards your thighs. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Two more, inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale, really arch your back. And exhale into cat. Coming back to that neutral spine, start to extend your right arm and your left leg. Just holding here for a second. Pulling that core up and in. Keeping your balance, trying to stay as still as you can. Releasing that hand and knee down and going to the other side. Trying to take a little bit of that curve out of your back. Then release that hand and knee down. Flipping your right hand over so your fingertips face your left hand and your palm faces the sky. Then lean over towards the right, the left. I think I might have done that the wrong way around. Have one hand facing your other hand and then lean over to the hand that's like the right way on the ground. You don't want to put weight on your wrist when it's like upside down. Coming back up to center and touch every fingertip to your thumb. And go back the other way. Shaking out that wrist. Placing it back down and then flipping over the other hand so your palm faces the sky, your fingertips face your opposite hand, and you lean away from the hand that's upside down. Coming back up to center, touch every fingertip to your thumb. And go back the other way. Shaking out that wrist. And then flipping both hands over so your fingertips face your body and your palms are down on the ground. And then come back a little bit till you feel that stretch in your forearms. You can also kind of rock up onto your fingers and then back down onto your palms. That stretches a different part of your forearm. Then coming back to center, tucking those toes under and coming back to downward facing dog, pedaling out your feet here. On your next inhale, coming up to your tippy toes. On your exhale, bring your heels down to the ground. Good, inhale up to your toes and exhale, heels down. Last time, inhale and exhale. Looking forward towards your hands, start to walk your feet up to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, coming down to that fold, grabbing onto opposite elbows, shaking side to side, nodding your head yes and no. Keeping that micro bend in your knees. Then releasing your bind, bring your left hand down right underneath your nose, bending into your left knee, bring your right arm up for a twist. Coming back down to center, place your right hand this time right under your nose, bend your right knee and bring your left arm up towards the sky. Replacing both hands back down, and then one vertebrae at a time coming up to standing. Your head is the last thing to come up. When you get to the top, inhale your arms out and up, and exhale your hands to heart center, closing your eyes here. Notice your feet connected to the earth. Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit, and then place them back down. Pulling your core up and in, rolling your shoulders back, relaxing your face. Noticing the difference in your body between now and when we started class just a few minutes ago. Really thanking yourself for making this difference. Start to open your eyes. Inhale your arms out and up, tipping over towards the right. Bring your right arm down to your right leg. Coming up to center, bring your left arm down to your left leg. Good, coming up to center, then fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, stepping back to plank, holding here. And then pressing straight back to downward facing dog. From here, coming forward to an upward facing dog with your toes tucked under, so your knees are lifted off the ground, and you can kind of rock back and forth a little bit. And then come back to that downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. You could always put your knees down if it hurts your back. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Then coming down to that tabletop, and we're going to start with our little exercise portion of class on our side. Just had to kill an ant really fast. So lie down on either side. It doesn't matter. We're going to do both. Bend your bottom knee and extend that top leg long, lifting that leg up and lowering it down. Good. We're starting with engaging our outer thigh and our outer hip of that lifted top leg. Moving slow and controlled here, not with momentum. We just have 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1, hold at the top and pulse that leg higher. Make sure that that leg is coming straight out from your hip, not forward and not back. Completely relaxing your upper body. Keep pulsing for 3, 2, 1. Replace that knee back down and then lift up your feet. Then open your top knee for a clamshell. Bring it back down. Really focusing on that outer hip now. Good, really squeezing at the top to feel that muscle engage. Trying to make sure that your hips stay stacked so they don't open to the back when you lift that top leg up. Let's keep going for 3, 2, last 1. Now we're going to step that top leg in front of us. You can hold on to that foot if that makes it better. Then extend that bottom leg out, either pointing or flexing your foot. Start to lift it up and lower down. Moving into our inner thigh here. This is a really great exercise for isolating just your inner thigh. It also works your obliques a little bit when you lift that leg up. Keep lifting for 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top and pulse that leg higher. You can always lie down on that arm if your wrist supporting your head is getting sore. Keep going for 3, 2, 1, and do some circles now. Imagine that crayon on your big toe, drawing a circle on the back wall, making sure you're not cutting off any of the circle. This is also really good for your abs to lift your leg like this. Then switch directions. This is the last exercise on this leg. Actually, second to last exercise on this leg. Keep going for 3, 2, 1, releasing that leg down. Okay, now that top leg that was stepped in front of us is going to step behind. And then you're going to come up onto your elbow. We're going to do some inner thigh lifts. So bring that top arm up. You're going to bring your leg to meet your hand, then lower it back down. Good. Keep going like that. Make sure that your toe is turned out so you're lifting up with your inner thigh. Make sure you keep breathing. Exhale when you contract your arm and leg together, and inhale when you go apart. Just 2 more. Last one. We're going to stay kind of in this position. This exercise is a little weird. Bring your arm that's down, like straight out. Bring your hands together. You're like a little alligator. And then you're going to leave that bottom arm on the ground. You're going to bring your top arm and your legs together and kind of like press up on that bottom arm. Good. And then come back, be your alligator. Good. Come up, hand to like feet if you can reach them, and come back down. Good. This is really good for your outer hip, but mostly your obliques. Making sure you're moving nice, slow, and controlled without momentum. This is a really hard exercise. You guys got it. Keep going for 3. Last 2. Last one, hold here. And then you're going to go a little bit away, crunch together. So you separate your arm and your leg a little bit, then crunch back in. We're just going for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Release and switch sides. We're doing all of that on the second side. Hopefully I remember that. Okay, so bending that bottom knee, extending your top leg out and long, either pointing or flexing your foot, keeping that knee super straight. Start to lift your leg up and lower it down. Nice. Paying just as much attention to this side. This leg feels so light now compared to the other one. Again, making sure your hips stay stacked. You're pulling that core in, moving with that strength. Last 2. Last one, hold at the top and pulse. Making sure that knee stays straight. Remembering you can always lie down on your arm. Keep pulsing for 3, 2, 1. Bringing your knees together, lifting your feet up, and then lifting that top knee up for a clamshell, coming back down. Good, keep going at your own pace. You don't have to be moving with me exactly. Focusing on that outer hip muscle, making your mind-muscle connection. Keep lifting for 3, 2, 1. Good, releasing that, stepping that top foot in front of you, really extending that bottom leg, and then lift it up and lower it down. Try to relax your shoulders, just concentrating on that inner thigh muscle. Keep lifting for 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top, pulse that leg higher. You got it. We're almost done with this leg. Taking some circles towards the front of the room. Really engaging your abs. And keep breathing. Keep going for 3, 2, 1. Switching directions, going circles the other way. Last 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing that leg, stepping that top foot behind you this time, coming up onto your elbow, extending your top arm away from you, and then bringing your foot to meet your hand, coming back out. Good. Really pointing that foot, making sure that that leg is turned out again. Keep going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And now coming down, bringing that bottom arm out, being like your little alligator. I like to turn that bottom hand down so my palm is facing the ground so I can like lift myself up on it better. And you're going to come up, bringing your arm to your legs and come back down. Good. Exhale on your way up and inhale on your way down. If you like more exercises like this, if you would like more exercises like this, check out Pamela Reif on YouTube. Usually if I do like a weird exercise that's just like crazy, it's from her, and I literally love her so much. So I feel like you guys will too. Keep going for 3, 2, last one, hold at the top, release a little bit, crunch in. Good, keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing down, take a little second break, take a big inhale, and exhale. Crossing your ankles, coming back up through tabletop, and back to downward facing dog, pedaling out your feet here. Then coming down onto your knees, we're going to work our arms a little bit. So you can sit back on your knees, or you can be like in a crisscross position, whatever feels better to you. We're going to lift our arms up and down, imagining those wings. Making sure your shoulders stay down, you're broadening your collarbone. Keep going for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Come down halfway, go back up to the top. Good, come down halfway and back up to the top. These exercises are also really good for increasing your shoulder mobility. Keep engaging your core. Then pause at the bottom. We're going to go the other halfway down, back up to halfway. Good. You should be feeling this in your shoulders. Again, creating that mind-muscle connection. Focus on what muscles you feel engaging, no matter what they are, even if they aren't what I say theoretically should be working. No matter where you feel it, as long as you're not experiencing pain, it's great. Let's do one more. Then bring your arms out to like diagonal lines out from your shoulders and a little bit down. And across our arms over, bring them out wide, cross them over the other way. And you go kind of fast, but keeping your arms completely straight. These are called crossovers. Never would have guessed that. Keep breathing here. And bring your arms out to like goalposts. We're going to go halfway down and all the way up. This is another really good shoulder mobility exercise. Our shoulders kind of lose the rotation that they naturally would have since we live pretty sedentary lifestyles, sitting at desks and typing. So it's really important to do exercises like this to bring back that mobility. Pause halfway down. You're going to go the other halfway down, back up to center. Again, keeping those shoulders rolled away from your ears. Keep going for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your arms out to the sides, coming into some C shapes here. Bring those pinkies all the way underneath, rotating your arms under, and then just drawing C's in the air with your hands, making sure that those C's stay in between your shoulders and your hips, so you're not going too high or too low. Pulling that core in. Imagine your ribs are like knitted together at the front. Keep going for 4, 3, 2, 1. We have 2 more exercises. You got it. Bring your arms up and make like a little fist. And bring your hands down and up. So it's like tricep raises, but we don't even have a weight. So you definitely got it. We're going to do 5 more of these. Last 4. Last 3. 2. And 1. For the last exercise, bring your hands down by your sides and we're going to press our arms up, feel your triceps engage, and come back down to center. Good. Press your arms up and back down to center. Nice. Try not to let your hands come more forward than your hips. Keep going for 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold the top, pulse your arms higher for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, releasing your arms down, bring that right arm across your body, keeping that right shoulder down. Stretching out your shoulder. And bring your arm up above you, stretching out that tricep. Switching sides, bring that left arm across. And your left arm up and over. Good, releasing and taking some shoulder rolls towards the front of the room. And then switch directions to the back of the room. From here, we're going to come into a tabletop and come into happy puppy to stretch out our shoulders and our back. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Again, releasing your shoulders away from your ears, spreading those fingertips wide and pressing especially into your pointer finger and your thumb. Taking one more breath in, one more breath out. Then coming forward to Sphinx with your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Either stay here or turn your hands out and then press up on your arms into seal. Try to squeeze your butt here a little bit. That helps protect your lower back. Coming back down to that Sphinx, we're going to stretch out our shoulders a little bit. So bring that right arm out to a 90-degree angle, straight out from your shoulder. Now you're going to roll over on your leg, bringing that left leg up towards the sky. You might not be able to go as far as if your arm was straight out, and that's totally fine. Taking one more breath in here. Exhale, coming back to center, doing the counter pose of that, bringing that right arm straight underneath your body. And just lie down on your arm. You can look towards the left. Stretching out the front of your shoulder. Coming back to center and into the other side, bringing that left arm straight out from your shoulder into that 90-degree angle. And then rolling over onto your arm, your right knee goes towards the sky. You can press down on the ground with that right hand. You can also bring that right hand up towards the ceiling, and that can intensify the stretch. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, deep breath out. Coming into that counter pose, bringing that left arm underneath you, looking towards the right. You can bring your right arm down by your side. Releasing that, coming back to center, pressing back up into your tabletop. Now you're going to bring that right leg forward into pigeon. So your right knee comes to your right wrist, and that left foot goes across. Anywhere on your mat that is comfortable to you. You can rock side to side. Sitting up nice and tall. And then maybe folding onto your forearms or all the way down onto your mat. Pressing yourself back up to center, coming back into tabletop to switch sides so that left knee comes forward this time. You can scoot that right foot back by tucking your toe under, sitting up nice and tall, maybe rocking side to side a little bit if you would like to. Rolling those shoulders back, and maybe starting to fold down over your leg. Pressing yourself back up to center, coming back into that tabletop, back into your final downward facing dog of class, pedaling out your feet here. Looking forward through your hands, start to walk your feet through, coming down to a seat and extend your feet out in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall, and then fold down into a forward fold. You can bring your hands next to your legs or reach for your feet, whatever is better for you right now. Coming back up to center, scooting forward so you have enough room to lie down. And then one vertebrae at a time, coming down to your mat. We're going to do just a few quick ab exercises that are some of my favorites because they also help to protect your lower back by strengthening the muscles that go all the way from your core all the way around, almost like a corset type thing. So bringing your knees to a 90-degree angle. So start to tap one toe down to the mat, coming back up, tap the other toe out and down. Right, coming back up to center. So you're leaving your legs exactly at those 90-degree angles, making sure that you're bringing that toe away from you, not just tapping your toe straight down next to you because you're not really going to feel that much. This helps engage your lower abs. Try to have your lower back connected to the ground. Let's do one more on each side. Last one. And then bring your arms straight out from your shoulders up towards the sky. Then you're going to extend opposite arm and opposite leg, coming back up to center, then go to the other side. And inhale up, exhale, extend. Keep going at your own pace here. Very nice, slow and controlled. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there are two birds like having a legitimate fight outside my window. They're like trying to knock each other out of the tree, and they are so loud. We're going to take one more on each side. And then hugging your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Putting your hands on your knees and taking your knees in little circles, releasing your lower back here. Then go the other way. Bring your arms out to those goalpost arms, bringing your knees over to the left for a twist. You can put your left hand on your legs if you would like to help press them down further towards the ground. And then maybe look over your right arm. Coming back up to center, moving your hips a little bit over towards the left, and then bring your knees over towards the right. Pressing down on your legs if you would like to, and looking over your left arm. Coming back up to center, extending both legs up and flexing your feet towards your face. Start to point and flex your toes. Then taking some ankle circles here. Then go back the other way. Then coming back down, you can hug your knees into your chest one more time if that feels good to you. Then bringing your feet down to your mat with your feet together and your knees wide. One hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. Coming back to your breath here. Noticing how good your body feels. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale everything out. Either stay there or start to extend your arms and your legs out on your mat. Taking up as much space as you would like to. Knowing that all your hard work is done and all you have to do here is relax in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen your breath, wiggling your fingers and your toes, stretching your arms over your head for one final full body stretch, hugging your knees into your chest, rolling over onto your right side, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat with your hands at heart center and your eyes closed. Thank you so much for coming and practicing with me today. The light in my heart honors and cherishes the light inside of each and every one of yours. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming to Yogalates. I hope you liked that class. I had so much fun teaching it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week on Tuesday. And I'm stopping the recording now.